May 14, 2026. Maldivian waters. Standing on the back deck of the Duke of York, Dwanakandu at a depth of nearly 60 meters. Carry out deep hole diving operations. Originally, 6 people made an appointment to go into the water together. In the end, only 5 people plunged into the sea. This diving team is very experienced. All diving equipment has also been checked in advance. Area exploration in 90 minutes. No one ever comes to the surface. 2 hours. 3 hours went by. It was getting dark. The local Coast Guard received emergency assistance. Underwater cave. There was a devastating accident. These 5 people are by no means ordinary tourists. The team that went deep into the Dwanakandu cave in Italy. One of the professional underwater research 51-year-old Monica Montefalcone is an associate professor of marine ecology at the University of Genoa. He traveled all over the Mediterranean, field mapping ocean. With him, it's 31-year-old biologist Muriel Odanino. The two have been collaborating on scientific research for many years. Seas from Liguria to Maldives. Academic papers on mid-ocean ecology. Federico Gardieri, also 31 years old. He's a young marine biologist. Also hold the qualification of professional diving instructor, focusing on circling corals in the central community Maldives. Ecology. Somaka attended the same university as Monica, majoring in biomedical engineering. Card's daughter, the leader of the whole team, is named Gianluca, replaced by within, or the head of operations for this diving cruise ship. The vast majority of local residents are more familiar with the waters of this area. Total length 36 meters. Joint operation of top shipping companies. The ship is equipped with a closed-cycle breathing professional gas blending equipment. I often undertake the European Dive Rescue Association on weekdays. Scientific expedition navigation mission. With researchers, most people are just doing recreational diving. Only this team, led by Monica, have an exclusive action plan. In front of this cave, it belongs to the private spontaneous activities of the team members. However, this definition, the local laws of the Maldives clearly stipulate the maximum depth of recreational diving must not exceed 30 meters to dive to a depth. The Dwanakandu cave they infiltrated this time, located in about 100 kilometers south of Wavu Atoll. It's a sewer that runs through the entire atoll. Wavu Atoll above the sea, famous for its rafting diving program. Powerful ocean currents triggered by lunar wrapped in massive amounts of the crevices of the coral reef, attracting sharks, loinfish, and schools of oceanic fish. The entire underwater body like a natural hydraulic drive. Slice. The entrance of the slope zone is embedded in the limestone wall. It looks like a deep and pitch black overall extension length inside the cave. It is expected to reach 260 meters. The interior is not a single tunnel. Instead, there are 3 active. The motions are connected by narrow channels of force. Divers pass through here. It can only be passed in a single row. When the water depth reaches 60 meters, the sun will disappear completely. Blue-green light above the sea, impenetrable at all. If the child does not turn on the artificial light, it was pure darkness. The afternoon of the incident, the local area has issued a yellow weather warning. Wind gusts up to 50 kilometers per hour. The sea is surging with fairy energy. In narrow sewers like Kandu, the wind and waves on the sea directly translates into a powerful underwater undercurrent. The currents inside the cave are getting stronger. The flow direction is sometimes swerving without warning. To this day, no one can restore 100% of the whole. Experts in related diving fields, with the divers involved in the search and combined with the on-site investigation, piece together the most accurate incident. Mainstream speculation. This team was originally just going to briefly explore the cave entrance area, do a short probe. As they scanned the limestone walls, the tide spawned by the storm suddenly formed. The undercurrent of the rise and fall swept in without warning. A sudden change in water pressure. There's a powerful flood effect. Turbulent ocean instantly swept everyone through the narrowest throat passage. Everyone didn't have time to react. He was rushed into the first and second large caverns. At a depth of 60 meters, the human body has to withstand water full pressure at standard body movements become sluggish, coupled with the narrow passage of the cave. The following evening, rescuers were the first to find the leader, the remains of the inner belt. He collapsed in chamber 1. The location does not count as the possibility of escape has long been completely cut off. This detail is sufficient to explain many issues. Gianluca's proven diving experience, it can never be used up for no reason. Own oxygen reserve. Infer from the scene situation. He was there to give oxygen to his constantly comrades. Sharing support. Priority rescue for Monica and Georgia. Also try to help. They eventually used up all their oxygen. Plus oxygen depletion. The body gradually loses its instinctive response. Trigger hypercarbonemia. It disrupts the entire nervous system. The throat muscles are completely relaxed. The drowning process in the deep sea is quiet and above silent. The sea. The remaining 4 players never returned to the cave entrance. Existing clues suggest they're trapped in narrow passage 2, active room 3 at the rear. That's the whole piece. The deepest part of the limestone cave complex. The remains are still here. The tragedy did not end there. Stacy soon ushered in a more painful turning point. Late at night on May 14th, National Defense Coast Guard was dispatched immediately for rescue. The steep cave rescue all military divers face one of the most difficult rescue missions. Rescue personnel must adhere to decompression time requirements. Staying underwater for too long, the body inhales excessive amounts of inert gas. Gas accumulation in the body. Bubbles form in the blood. It is highly susceptible to lethal danger on May 15th. Local professional diving search and rescue take turns launching search and rescue work. The first batch of launching personnel first surveyed the topography of the cave entrance. After successfully arriving in the number 2 hole, great physical strength, people are approaching the limits of safe diving operations. Don't dare to continue to explore the depths rashly. Can only be put on hold for now. The next morning, Senior Tactical Diving Instructor Sergeant Mahdi leads the team into the water again. Top divers in the ocean led the team to try again to advance the search and rescue through the winding caves and swimming against the current, biting seawater, plus the intense mental strain in a dark environment. Layers of pressure kept draining his body. When he surfaced, symptoms of severe decompression sickness in high-pressure underwater environments and various body tissues. During the normal uniform floating process, these gases are slowly excreted through the lungs. In the event of excessive inhalation of gas, too fast, the gas dissolved in the body is sucked out. According to the laws of physics, water pressure decreases in human joints, skin, spinal cord, and all over the brain. The situation is serious. Bubbles can clog blood circulation in the body, destroy fine blood vessels, eventually lead to a stroke. Organ failure, ultimately take life. Mahdi immediately took a speedboat after the incident to Adelco Hospital in Mail City. All-out rescue. Healthcare workers worked through the night, but the blood vessels in his body were too damaged. He passed away tragically on May 16th. Search and rescue operations were suspended. President of Maldives Mohammed Muiz publishes national condolences, posthumously awarded Mahdi martyr and held a grand state funeral for him. In addition to that, the Maldivian government directly stopped all military submarines operating water search and rescue operation. No longer enough to support regional search and rescue efforts. Officials are unwilling to put more people at risk. The remaining 20 Italian tourists on board, the entire dive deck, witnessed the whole tragedy firsthand. Everyone is suffering from tremendous psychological trauma. The Italian embassy in Sri Lanka quickly linked local hearts dating, dispatch professional psychological first responders, psychological counseling and reassurance for the crew on board. Maldives officially invites Finnish professional salvage diving team takes over the follow-up search and rescue work. Equipment used very different from the Maldivian military diving equipment. They're equipped with oxygen-damaging circulating breathing apparatus among mixed gas, anesthesia from diving, vertigo. This breathing equipment does not produce exhaust. It will not blister the sediment at the bottom of the water. The line will not be in the narrow rock wall, able to infiltrate chamber 3 silently. It can also be stopped for a long time according to the actual situation. Italian professionals dispatched also arrived on the one hand, assist in the development of professional search and rescue plans. Required legal and diplomatic procedures. The accident investigation has also been officially launched simultaneously. Establishes special project investigation judge will lead the investigation Maldives into the whole matter. All the diving computers on board the Duke recorder gas deployment and use and a photo of the air compressor running. Stop all operations. Revoke its operating license. Waiting for the full completion of the technical investigation with management. Stayed in A. The diver who didn't go into the water. He went all the way. Participated in the pre-launch mission deployment meeting. The whole process of checking the oxygen investigators cylinder from Italy and the Maldives, it all depends on his words. Restore the team's final decisions before launching. With the preparation details. According to him, no one is aware of the approaching danger. Follow-up. Dive recorder recovered from Gianluca's remains. Recorded the depth of the entire dive, duration and floating speed and other data. Provided some clues for the accident investigation. But this type of equipment cannot identify the oxygen cylinder. You must check the tour, the ledger of the ship's gas distribution matching record table. Complete data analytics results. It will take weeks to come up with. Waiting anxiously for the answer. The crowd is full of doubts. Experienced divers trained by professional Why did he lose contact in the deep sea and fall for no reason? The team leader tried his best. Even the veteran military divers who came to the rescue with their lives. What kind of unknown danger can make a group of professional experts into a desperate situation? Everyone initially speculated that it was a sudden strong willow. Team members panic or get entangled in underwater debris and cause an accident. There is no way the divers will panic collectively. Out of control, there are also hidden factors. It disrupted everyone's coping ability in advance. And the truth is much simpler than many people think. The hidden danger lies in the oxygen cylinders carried by oxygen cylinders for conventional sea use. After reaching the 60-meter deep sea area, with every breath, inhaled gas concentration is 7 times the normal state. Even with regular air diving, partial pressure of oxygen has also reached 1.47 standard atmospheres. Like many diving cruises, Duke of York, on weekdays, there will be recreational diving tourists. This gas increases the proportion of oxygen, reduces the amount of nitrogen inhaled by the human body, the most commonly used proportions on the market. If the members of this expedition are confused human due to labels, we use this high oxygen mixture 60 meters deep. The partial pressure of oxygen in the body will directly for standard 2. Security prediction. Once this happens, momentary loss of consciousness. The breathing mask in his mouth fell off. They would drown in seconds. The gas ratio is just one of the triggers of the accident. Even if the gas ratio used is in full compliance, can also experience severe but anesthesia. 7 standard atmospheric pressures, but it will invade the human nerve cell membrane. Brings a drunken-like dizziness and numbness. The actual level of danger is far greater than the extreme deep sea environment. It also directly affects the function of the prefrontal cortex of the brain. In the dark, a twisted safety rope, narrow passage in the eyes, it will also become a cornered labyrinth. Amazing in the abundance of divers, you make a series of low-level mistakes. I don't know it. In addition to underwater sediment is also a deadly hazard. At the bottom of this limestone cave, stacked up undisturbed for thousands of years. The diver just needs to wiggle the foot at will rise. Visibility dropped to 0. The light from the overhead searchlight is reflected by the layers of sediment. Once the guide safety rope is lost, divers are completely confused about escape directions. The huge cave has become a closed cage. Turbulent currents carry people to deeper waters, but anesthesia impairs people's ability to respond. Completely blocked his career. Induced sudden syncope in team members. Ultimately, this tragedy was irreparable. When I was writing this video, Monica Mullier, Federico, and the remains of 4 Georgians, it was never brought ashore. A smooth gap between weather and ocean currents. Bad sea weather. In addition to the dangerous environment of the cave every launch is fraught with unknown risks. The relevant departments are in a state of grief. Monica's husband, Carlo, who is also George's father, in an interview with local media, he said that his wife's situation has always been strict and confidential. The implication is not difficult. The wife made up her mind to enter the cave. It must be assumed that the scene environment is under control. It was a sudden accident that broke the stability. In memory of the victims, specifically in the name of Monica, create new research awards. Awards-related matters. Boxing. On the morning of May 18th local time, 3 of the world's top international caves from divers dive into the accident area again. This also includes particularly familiar veteran divers and Patrick. The remains of 5 Italian victims. A major disaster in the diving world. Let's see the leader Gianluca go all out. Oxygen sacrifice is sometimes resolute. Team member Mari risked his life. Their sacrifice also proves the dangers hidden in underwater caves. This disaster is far from over. In the deep cave where for researchers lie deep, the complete truth behind this tragedy. Just temporarily trapped in the silence. Thousands of years of underwater rock. Wait for the follow-up and explore slowly. That's the end of today's video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.